So MrBeast got 100,000 subscribers using just an iPhone 5. Pimpin'! I don't even think I can make a vlog with an iPhone 5. That guy's pressure washing all the crap that was on that wall. Looks like those posters was up there for like years. So it has been one of the craziest weeks. It like snowed like 2 days ago, like a lot. And now it's just rain, rain, and more rain. Not for nothing, I did kind of want it to snow a little bit more than what it did. It kind of snowed, and it snowed a lot, but mostly at night, and then it just kind of hung around the next day. Then after that, it was pretty much back to normal now. See? And now, not for nothing, as a creator, I am like fascinated by other creators' success as well as like how they made it. And the best way to find this out is actually by just looking at interviews that this creator has done. Like I was legit watching a video where Casey Neistat interviewed MrBeast, and the thing that stood out to me the most had to be when he said,
it literally didn't even have a camera back then. Like, but I got like 200,000 subscribers with like an iPhone 5, recording in 30 FPS, 720p.
You hear that?
That he was able to get 200,000 subscribers with an iPhone 5. Pimpin'! 200,000 subscribers with an iPhone 5. Y'all already know I'm about to say, that's boss. No, but for real, 200,000 subscribers with just an iPhone 5. And the reason that he was even using an iPhone 5 was because he didn't have the money to get the proper equipment.
Yeah, and that's why like I tell people all the time, start a channel, they're like, I can't afford it. And they have like literally like the new iPhone.
Like he even says that people used to rag on him about the quality of his videos, and he was just like...
People used to always complain about the quality, and I was just like, okay, well, I can't do anything. I need my next paycheck to buy something. And
that's what I be talking about. Use what you got. MrBeast is a thug. He was rocking an iPhone 5. There were so many different, better cameras out there than an iPhone 5 back in the day that the fact that he used the iPhone 5, that speaks levels. Like using the iPhone 5 to like bring the sauce. Pimpin', it got me thinking. Besides all the new tech drip that I do have an iPhone 13, but I also have, an iPhone 4. Yes, Pimp, I still got my iPhone 4. And now with phones, I usually only update my phone every 4 years because Pimpin', I'm a strong believer that these phones do not they're not that great every year. I would say maybe 8 to 10% better. Like I still think that my iPhone 10 takes better videos than my iPhone 13 Pro. But hold up, Pimp. What about that iPhone 4 though? We are hopping right into it on the iPhone 4. We gotta see how this looks. And now, a couple of things to note. I am wearing a wireless mic just because I didn't know that the microphones didn't work. Well, the front microphone doesn't work when you use the selfie screen, which is what we're using right now. We're using a selfie camera, and when you use the selfie camera, the mic doesn't work. And we're also using a mic because it is extremely windy, but mainly because the mic doesn't work, which is very strange. It works on the rear camera, but does not work when using the selfie camera. Another thing to keep in mind too is that, yes, we have only one main camera and we don't have any wide angle lens. We don't have none of that. Now, something else to note is that the iPhone 4 is about 12 years old, which is, yeah, that's crazy. And I mean, it still works, the camera still works, the mic's a little iffy, but yeah, 12 years old, the iPhone 4, 12 years old. And now, the goal is to see if we can make like a pretty decent vlog with an iPhone 4. Like, in 2022, can this camera hold up? Like, can this phone like bring the sauce? Can it be the drip? All right, so now on the iPhone 4, we will be shooting in 1080p at 30 frames per second. Like, that's the best it got, so that's what we shooting at. So far, I'm gonna be real, the footage doesn't look that bad, but I do have to hold the camera pretty far away to like get a decent vlog shot. Like pimping, I mean, it is what it is. But seriously, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of vlogging on an iPhone 4? I mean, if I could pull this video off to the point where I get home and the footage is decent enough for me to not just scrap the entire video, y'all already know, Pimp, you guys can make decent videos with what you got. I'm just saying. Something to note though is that I did notice that it is a bit shaky. And I think because back in 2012, iPhones didn't have stabilization. So I'm holding it as steady as I can. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know I'm a thug. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do and try to keep the footage as steady as I can because I don't have a gimbal. I don't got nothing. Okay, now I think the audio works if I use the rear mic. So how is the audio? I think it should be working. I'm gonna check the clip, but yeah, it should be working. This is the audio straight out of the iPhone 4. How is it? Like, is it good? Does it suck? How is it? Oh gosh, man, I'm not gonna lie, that would really suck if the audio's so bad that I can't even. And again, this is just a quick audio check from the iPhone 4, straight out of camera. I even pulled off the receiver just to show you, like, look, there go right there. So it's not plugged in, even though I have the mic right there, the receiver is not plugged in. So how is it? Whoa, oh man, that was cool. That old bus. All right, you know what's kind of crazy is that I was like looking at some of the footage. It doesn't look that bad. Jeez, it's so weird. It's just to think about how far we've come with all these cameras and all these phones, and then you use an iPhone 4, 10-year-old phone, and yeah, it's not terrible. Like, it's not that bad at all. But yeah, I'm like seriously shocked at how well the skin looks with this thing. Like, wow. And it's so tiny. Like, I forgot how small these phones used to be. Like, that's so ridiculous. Like, when I pull out comparing it to the iPhone 13 Pro, this thing is so tiny, and this feels so huge. Another thing that's kind of crazy to me is the simple fact that this thing costs just as much as an iPhone 13 Pro when it first came out. Something else stood out to me on that MrBeast interview, and it was basically him like saying that all these people complaining about not having a good enough camera to make a video when they have like the newest iPhone and all this other stuff, but yet they make excuses to make videos. Like, there is no excuse for anybody watching this video. No excuse for the Sky Squad. No excuse, because we are all ninja bosses up in this piece. Oh, somebody just got married. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so I was gonna do this all at home, but I had my laptop, so I just threw a quick rough cut together, and I'm gonna be real, the iPhone 4 didn't do that bad, especially after looking at the footage. I was a little nervous, Pimp. I was a little nervous. I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. I mean, it's an iPhone 4, 10-year-old phone, 10 or 11 plus year old phone, and it did surprisingly well. But you know what? Let's talk about the pros and cons. The cons first. And now, since the iPhone 4 is 10 plus years old, one of the biggest cons is you do not get 4K. You are not getting 4K out of this phone. The highest the iPhone 4 can do is 1080 30. But yeah, no 4K. The next con has to be that there are no other lens options, meaning you have one camera and that's it. Like, that's all you're getting. And then the last one and the biggest one has to be there's no stabilization on any of either the front or the rear camera. They're like, You looking for something stable, you ain't getting it with the iPhone 4. But yeah, I think that's about it. Other than that, that's all I have for the cons. And now as for the pros though, I have to say the audio quality out of the iPhone 4 is surprisingly good. Like I think it's actually better than the iPhone 13 Pro. The next pro is image quality, and that's where I'm mostly surprised about because yeah, the iPhone 13 Pro looks better, but not by much. When I look back at the footage, the iPhone 4 has a much more natural look as well as color. The biggest problem with the image quality of the iPhone 4 is the simple fact that the exposure is not quite there like it is on the iPhone 13 Pro. Like the iPhone 13 Pro does such an amazing job exposing footage, like it's ridiculous. And you can kind of tell when you're looking at the iPhone 4 footage that it's struggling. But for the most part, the image quality out of the iPhone 4 is surprisingly good for a 10 plus years. The iPhone 13 Pro, just like the 11 and the 12, it's just too sharp. Like they overdid it with the digital sharpness. It is just too sharp. Like Apple, pimping. Y'all need to calm down with this digital sharpening, like for real. And now pimping, I'm not saying go out and get an iPhone 4. But I do think this video does show just how far you can go with what you have in your pocket, even if it's not the newest phone. But anyway, pimpin', what do you guys think? Do you guys think the iPhone footage sucked? Do you think it was good enough? Do you think I'm tripping? Like, what do you guys think? I would love to know, so light them comments up. But in my personal opinion, I'm not gonna lie, I do think the older iPhones handle skin tones much better. It's not all waxy. It's before they were doing all that beauty touch up and filter and stuff. Like, it was before all that. And to me, that's the way it should be. I'm just saying. If I want some filters, I'll just use Instagram. Like I don't mind filters on apps, but not in the camera itself. And I definitely don't like it where they set it up where you cannot turn it off. That is a huge con to me when it comes to these new iPhones. But again, that's just my opinion. And if you didn't learn anything in this video, just remember, don't let your gear stop you from doing what you want to do. You can make a good enough vlog with an iPhone 4. I'm just pimping. I'm just saying.